Hello YouTube, Restitution here, and today we're going to be talking about a very controversial subject, rooting and jailbreaking. We're going to talk about a couple things, why I do it, why other people do it, benefits, cons, things you're gaining, things you're losing, so on and so forth. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, because of the glare and the windows in front of me, I took off my glasses so you're not looking at a reflection of the sun. Rooting and jailbreaking phones, what that means is unlocking your phone's software. When you jailbreak an iPhone, you're gaining the ability to load third-party and unverified software through a program such as Cydia. You also get, with that, you gain the ability to do a lot of things that you don't normally get to do. Now, a lot of these things that you gain, Apple does pay attention to, and seems to have given you the ability to do in iOS 7. You gain the ability to load third-party applications, and with the ability to load third-party applications, you gain the ability to pretty much do anything. Now, on the iPhone, when it comes to customization out of the box, you have the ability to change your wallpaper, change your ringtone. If you want to install and download a new ringtone, you have to do it on the computer, and it takes anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. And a lot of it is done through iTunes. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like having to do everything through the computer. If I wanted to do that, then I would just use the computer. The great thing about these mobile devices now is you can pretty much do anything without ever having to use a computer. Jailbreaking an iPhone, there are apps to set widgets to toggle your screen brightness, to turn on and off your wireless networks without having to go into settings. You gain the ability to install third-party and unverified apps, which could mean paid free apps. It could also, paid apps for free rather, it could also mean installing viruses. No one wants to install a virus, especially on their phone or their tablet, and yeah, bad news bears. You can gain some other cool features. You can theme your iPhone, so you can change what the icons look like. You can change the number of icons you have on the screen. If you've seen in some of my videos, and I reference my iPhone, I have a 5x6 or a 5x7 home screen where I can have five columns and 6 or 7 rows of icons. And with the iPhone 5, you get a larger screen, so might as well take advantage of the larger screen and use some of that real estate. Now, a lot of those things that you can gain on an iPhone, you already have the ability to do on an Android phone. So why jailbreak, or what it's actually called, root? Why root why root an Android phone? So for those of you who have an Android phone, why would you jailbreak? Because a lot of those things I mentioned on the iPhone you can already do. Well, when it comes to rooting your Android phone, what it's giving you the ability to do is it gives you super user permissions. For those of you who run Linux and who are watching this on Linux, you know what super user is. For those of you who are watching on Windows or Macintosh, you have no idea what super user is. Well, super user is straightforward admin, system admin. It gives you the ability to do anything with anything on your phone. You can delete things, you can install things, you can remove things, you can rename things, you can go in and tinker with kernels and build props, which, again, you Linux users know, but for those of you who aren't, a kernel is kind of the very base instructions for your phone. The phone turns on and says, hey, send this much power to the processor, this much to the video card, this much to the screen. It also controls the order that things are turned on and booted, and how things are organized and controlled on a very system level. applications communicate with the system through the kernel. So changing your kernel changes everything. If you ever buy a phone used online and it just doesn't look right, and you try to install an app and it doesn't work, chances are it's rooted. Chances are the kernel that's on there isn't compatible with whatever you're trying to do. So having the ability as a super user on Android gives you some features that you wouldn't normally have. So with an Android phone that has super user, you can do a lot of things that you wouldn't normally be able to do, such as remove applications that come pre-installed. You gain the ability to add new applications. So let's say, for example, you like the photosphere camera on the Nexus phones, and you have a Galaxy S3, and you want the photosphere camera. Well, what you have to do is you have to install the camera application from the Nexus phone. Now, the Nexus phone's camera app and your phone's camera app are not compatible. It's two totally different applications. So what you need to do is you need to remove the application for the camera app that came on the phone and install the one for the Nexus. But you can't remove this one. Have you ever tried to install some of the applications that come preloaded on the phone? Doesn't work out very well. So by having Super User, you can easily remove this one and then move the one from the Nexus over here and install it as a system application, which requires Super User access. So that is some of the things you can do with a rooted Android phone. With a rooted Android phone, you also can load custom versions of the software. So let's say you have a Droid Razr, or the Photon Q on Sprint, or the Electrify, some Motorola phone that has a version of a version of Moto Blur. I don't like Moto Blur. I can't stand it. I think it's garbage. It slows the phone down, which is why I really like the new Razrs, because they got rid of the Moto Blur and really streamlined their system. But that's another story altogether. So what you could do is you could go and root your phone and download CyanogenMod, which is one of the most popular third-party softwares, designed by a bunch of guys, and it's a very stable, pure Google, so much like the Nexus, version of Android. It gives you super clean interface, it gives you awesome battery life, because it's a stripped down, polished system with a kernel actually built from the ground up. So CyanogenMod is something you may have heard of or seen or had no idea what it was. It's a version of Android that a bunch of guys made, and girls, I'm sure. A bunch of guys and girls made, and they have it set up to work on just about every Android device. MIUI is another one, good one. MIUI. Paranoid Android is up and coming. PAC is up and coming. PAC is a combination of Paranoid Android and CyanogenMod and AOKP. So Paranoid Android, AOKP, CyanogenMod, PAC. PAC for those of you watching this video. And that's the benefit of these Google devices. We've seen some advertisements for an S4 that's a Google edition, the HTC One that's a Google edition, the Nexus phones, which are all Google edition. They have all this stuff kind of set up and directly from Google, where the manufacturers and the carriers really haven't gotten their hands on it to break everything. In recap, rooting your phone is a Android term for giving yourself super user capabilities, which allows you to change just about anything on your phone. Jailbreaking is an iPhone or iOS term, which means that it unlocks the software so you can install third-party unauthorized software. With a jailbroken iPhone, that means you should be able to have a little bit more control and can customize your phone a little bit more. For me, it's a must-have. On Android, rooting your phone gives you the ability to remove the stuff that's pre-installed and give you the ability to edit software and change your ROM or your version of Android altogether. And that's cool. Both of those things are cool. I jailbreak and root my phones as soon as I get them, often before I even activate them on the account. And there really is no legislation or anything that says it's illegal. Now, some negatives of doing all of this. You jailbreak an iPhone, something happens, and Apple finds out that it was jailbroken, you're done. There's no warranty implied, written, or expressed. You jailbreak your phone, whatever happened, whether it's because you dropped it and it shattered, doesn't matter. It's because you jailbroke your phone, we're not touching it. That'd be physical damage anyway. They would charge you for that in most cases, but they wouldn't even touch the phone because it was jailbroken, and they can't say what's going on in there. It's almost as bad as changing your iPhone from white to purple. Don't do that. That's bad news bears. The other thing, negative-wise, is with the iPhone, once you jailbreak it, you can't update it. Because if you update it, you lose your jailbreak, and if you lose your jailbreak, then you lose all those cool things you did, and you're stuck until they jailbreak the newest version. And so I'm on my phone 6.1.3 or 2, one of those, and I can't update it. And I'm going to have to wait until iOS 7 comes out, and then I have to wait until it's jailbroken for me to do all of the things that I want to do. But I may just play with iOS 7 anyway, because, why not? Rooting your Android phone, connotations and negative things that you're going to have to be careful of. Rooting your Android phone, some negatives that you have to worry about is bricking. Bricking is the term for turning your phone into, well, a brick. It doesn't work, it doesn't turn on, it doesn't do anything. So you have to be careful. They're not as idiot-proof as they are with jailbreaking your iPhone. Most jailbreaks for your iPhone, someone has sat down and done all the risk and wrote a program, so all you do is plug it in, click jailbreak now. Come back in 10 minutes, maybe you have to do 1 or 2 things on the computer. It's done. Rooting your phone, there are a lot of those one clicks, plug it in, click root. But for those, because there are so many different Android phones, you don't always get that one-click option. So if there's not, there's a lot of typing in commands, and if you type in something wrong, then you have a brick. If you load the wrong software, you have a brick. So when attempting these things, make sure you read everything. Do not try this at home unless you are extremely comfortable. I'm not showing you how to do it, I'm just telling you why you might want to. But it is risky because you can turn your phone into a paperweight in both cases. And if that's the case, the manufacturer, the carrier, even on Android, they could turn down warranty service because it is jailbroken. Not jailbroken. iPhones, yes, they will turn you away. Rooted. A rooted Android phone. Most people that I've gone to and spoken to and worked with will not. Most people can't tell the difference. iPhone, when you jailbreak an iPhone, what you do with the phone usually makes it very noticeable that you've changed everything. Where on Android, because every phone is so different and you can change how a phone looks just by downloading an app from the App Store, it's kind of more difficult to find out whether or not a phone is rooted. Unless you're trying to go in recovery, which is a whole other story. So, I hope that gives you guys some insight. I also want to apologize for yesterday being July 4th. If you guys are watching my channel, Tuesday and Wednesday were long days, so I think both of my videos went live midday on the 4th, and then you're going to have this come up today. I'm recording this actually on the 4th, so I know they came up midday today. But it was just a crazy past 2 nights, and I'm recording this now and uploading this first thing on Friday because today is the 4th, and I'm going to be busy tonight until tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow I have another 15-hour day at work. So, if you guys have any questions, concerns, or you want to learn more about rooting and or jailbreaking your phone, leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you. I'll send you some information if I can find it or if it's something that I can answer. No warranties or anything. I'm not responsible for whatever you do because you watch this video. Please know that as well. I'm just telling you some things that you might want to know. So, till next time, Rustitution. Be sure to check back next week, Monday for the phone review, Wednesday and Thursday for app and accessory reviews, and Friday for our tech workshop or tech vlog, depending on how you or I want to call it that week. So, Restitution here, signing off. Be sure to check back, subscribe, and stay safe out there on July 4th. Hopefully everyone made it through. And enjoy your weekends, and if you're going on vacation, enjoy that as well. Take care, guys.